Read Aloud Story, titled Mean Girls by Isabella.
The sun shone brightly on the first day of high school. Clara stood before the heavy oak doors, her heart thumping against her ribs like a trapped bird. She adjusted her backpack straps, took a deep breath, and stepped inside. She didn't know that the halls of this school would be her greatest battlefield, but she was ready to learn. It didn't take long for the shadows to find her. Bria, the girl who seemed to rule the hallway, watched Clara from the lockers. Bria didn't say hello. She just smirked and whispered something to her friend. Clara felt the heat rise in her cheeks. She kept her head down, trying to find her first classroom, but the whispers felt like sharp little thorns. By the second week, the pressure intensified. Harper, Bria's right-hand friend, cornered Clara during lunch. "If you want to sit with us, you have to do what we say," Harper insisted, gesturing to a group of younger students. "Go tell them they aren't welcome here." Clara looked at the younger students and then back at Harper. The pressure to fit in was heavy, but Clara's heart was heavier. Clara refused. She spent the next month eating her lunch alone in the corner of the courtyard. The mean girls made sure no one else sat near her. They laughed when they walked by, throwing crumbled napkins toward her table. Clara opened her sketchbook and began to draw, turning the noise of the playground into lines and shapes. She was alone, but she wasn't broken. One afternoon, while hiding from a particularly nasty comment in the science wing, Clara met Professor Constance. The teacher noticed the girl's fascination with lab equipment. "Science doesn't care about popularity, Clara," the professor said kindly, handing her a magnifying glass. "It only cares about the truth and the work you put in it." For the first time, Clara felt like she belonged. Bria wasn't finished, though. During a hallway transition, she purposely bumped into Clara, knocking a stack of heavy textbooks out of Clara's arm. "Oops!" Bria laughed, stepping on one of the covers. "I guess you're just as clumsy as you are weird." The hallway went silent as everyone watched to see if Clara would cry. Clara didn't cry. She picked up her books, wiped the footprint off the cover, and walked straight to the library. She decided that if she couldn't fit into their world, she would build a better one of her own. She spent every spare moment studying, researching, and working on a project that the mean girls couldn't even begin to understand. Years passed in a blur of exams and whispers. By senior year, the tables began to turn. Harper approached Clara in the computer lab, looking tired and frustrated. "I don't understand the chemistry assignment," Harper admitted, her voice low. "Bria said it's stupid, but I'm going to fail." Clara looked at her former bully and saw someone who was finally realizing that popularity didn't pass tests. Graduation day arrived under a clear blue sky. As the names were called, Professor Constance stood on the stage, beaming with pride. When Clara's name echoed through the speakers, the applause was thunderous. She had survived the whispers and the pressure, emerging not as a graduate, but as the valedictorian of her class. 10 years later, Clara stood in a high-tech laboratory, the CEO of her own research firm. She looked out the window at the city below, remembering the girl who once ate lunch alone. Success was the best response of every mean word ever spoken. Clara picked up a pen and got back to work, ready to change the world. The end.